Hi there and welcome back. Let's review temporal arteritis today. Remember, we are dealing with inflammation of arteries. It's a type of vasculitis. Temporal arteritis is also known as giant cell arteritis. The temporal arteritis gets the name because it affects the superficial temporal and the ophthalmic arteries. Okay, and we'll get into that. So that's the name. Now, how about the symptoms? And I'm not going to go into the details about it's a type of vasculitis, so recall all the prior sessions on the vasculitis and correlate. Overall, the anatomy and physiology remains the same, the inflammation of the blood vessels, right? So, what is to begin with? What is temporal arteritis or the giant cell arteritis? So, here we are talking about a type of vasculitis that affects medium to large arteries in the head. Okay, and as I was just saying, that the name comes because it affects the superficial temporal arteries and the ophthalmic arteries, right? Before we get into the symptoms, let's recall the basics of the anatomy and physiology, superficial temporal and ophthalmic arteries. As we know that common carotid artery further bifurcates into the internal and external, right? And if we follow the external carotid artery, it continues to become superficial temporal. And the inflammation can lead to head pain. If insured juice feels the pain, headache, jaw pain, fatigue, fever, and arthritis as well. Internal carotid, the common carotid artery, as we know, bifurcates into the internal and external. If we follow the internal carotid, it further branch and we are focusing only on the ophthalmic. So the internal carotid artery further branch and leads to become ophthalmic artery, right? As we all know, that supplies ophthalmic artery, that supplies blood to the eyes. So any inflammation that ultimately leads to the reduction of the blood flow, that leads to blurry vision, double vision, and even blindness. Okay. So those are the two main things. So if we get down to the symptoms are fever, fatigue, night sweats, chills, myalgia, or simply speaking muscle pain. And if you recall the prior sessions, basically why and how these things are happening, because we are dealing with the inflammation of the arteries, right? So what happens is these symptoms are happening the way immune complex targets how the white blood cells mistakenly attacks the blood walls, and that causes ultimately all these symptoms. Immune complex targets the joints, that's unique here. So what happens, the insured or the patient feels the pain like arthritis. Okay, so as a result, what happens that sometimes this temporal arteritis or the giant cell arteritis may be misdiagnosed as and labeled as arthritis, but that's not correct. That's not correct. So, and we'll get into the process of diagnosis. But one of the unique, before we get into that, one of the unique of the temporal arteritis is the fact that it commonly impacts the age group of over 60 years women. They are the most infected. Okay, And coming back to the diagnosis, what happens here is that besides the general symptoms, one feels like arthritis plus viral illness, but actually those are the misdiagnoses. The real culprit is the temporal arteritis. Okay, and the way immune complex works, and the joint pain is secondary. So sometimes it could be misdiagnosed as arthritis, or sometimes even, what else can you think of? Migraine, right? So sometimes it could be misdiagnosed as a migraine or arthritis, but really speaking, this is temporal arteritis. So how do we diagnose the temporal arteritis? What's the age? First and foremost, what's the age? So if you have someone over age 60 or in the range of age 60 and above, woman, then you need to start thinking about temporal arteritis. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, ESR, the erythrocyte sedimentation rate on the blood test. Look out for the ESR on the blood test and watch the age. That's the first thing. Second thing, the final diagnosis requires biopsy of the vascular tissue. And make sure you take the large biopsy, take the large tissue, okay? Because if you take a small tissue and if you end up doing a small biopsy, you may miss the diagnosis. And that's why the negative biopsy doesn't necessarily mean that one does not have the temporal arteritis. So just make sure that you have a large biopsy, okay? As far as the treatment goes, steroids, as we have seen in the past, is the treatment that we typically see in the temporal arteritis. How about the underwriting? As far as the underwriting goes, suffice to say here that follow your company manual, the underwriting manual that your company expects you to follow, and make sure that you additionally follow the company specifics to arrive at the final credit or combo debit, whatever your company expects you to follow. Okay, suffice to say at the intro level. See you soon. Take care. Bye now.